Buenos dias. So, you know how you go out at night and you get drunk? Or you stay at home and you get drunk? The deal is you get drunk, right? But then you wake up with this humongous headache. Sometimes if you're lucky, you may have some morning sex, but sometimes you don't get that lucky. But anyway, you can always get lucky in the morning because, you know what, with a couple of ingredients that you just find someplace, like I just did right now, you're gonna be able to create a really nice omelet. So, I don't know if I've done this before. I think I haven't. But I make some killer omelets. Killer. Right? Let me show you a couple other things. So we grilled out yesterday and I had some leftover steaks. Took some olives that have blue cheese stuffed into it, and some regular Munster, and then got this great little mix of kale. What was the other thing? It's kale, chard, and spinach. I have no idea what chard is, but it tastes delicious. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take all this, I'm gonna break it down like I've done here, and we're gonna create an omelet with it, and it's gonna be fantastic. I got some jalapenos for me. Amy doesn't like jalapenos, so we'll put it in hers. But this little thing is going to make you feel 100 times better after that night out or that night in. The idea is once you get this hearty food into you, you probably throw up. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, you know, you're not paying for it. I mean, you pay for it somehow, but whatever. That was bad, right?
That was great.
It was great? Okay. So I'll come back and I'll show you how. I'm just going to break it down to the ingredients. And then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how I make it. Very simple. Very, it's easy. Oh, and we're going to be using avocado oil, which I've never used before, but it's supposedly amazing. It's supposed to be like the, you know, miracle food. I've always loved avocado. I've just never used the oil before. So we'll be back in a few once I get it. 2-egg omelet, and I use the yolks. I don't do none of that egg white stuff. So we'll be back. So you take 2 eggs. I actually got maracas that look like these eggs. They work pretty well. But so you take 2 eggs. I use organic eggs. You don't have to, quite frankly. It's probably the same thing anyway. They come out of a chicken's butt. But so that being said, just crack them. And to me, the secret has always been to put just a little bit of adobo in it. Not a lot, just a little bit. That way, when you actually cook the eggs, it won't get salty. I mean, you don't have to use salt, so a little bit of adobo goes a long way. It gives it that nice garlicky flavor. And speaking of garlic, one of the things that I like to do is to put just a tad bit of garlic into the eggs. So what does this do for you? Number one, besides actually lowering your blood pressure, garlic has been known to do that. It really tastes dynamically good. It just changes the whole flavor of your omelet. So as you see, what we got here is we've got some beef, we've got some, what do you call that cheese? We've got some jalapenos over here that I cut for myself, some olives, and that kale chard spinach mix, which looks amazing, I have to admit. We got a cat. She's singing somewhere. All right, and we're going to be using the avocado oil. So once this is done, what you do is you just take a little bit of avocado oil. I usually like to put it on high first, just to get it in. Put a little bit in there, and let it start to get warmed up. You're going to see, if you look at it right now, you see that it's kind of like, it's thick, and it doesn't look as liquidy. Once it starts getting warm enough, it'll start to get to the point where you can move it and saturate your pan. That's when you know that you put the eggs in, okay? So meanwhile, you're just gonna take your egg, you're gonna keep on, hey cat, you're gonna keep on, that's the cat, look at the cat. El gato, la gata. She's a vocal cat, what can I say? So, no Amy, it will make no reference. So we'll come back as soon as I'm ready to put it in, and you're gonna see this really simple, but you gotta, the timing is crucial here in order to make a pretty omelet. You can make an omelet that tastes fantastic, whether it's pretty or not, completely different thing. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Let this actually start to heat up, and we'll take it from there. Bye. Okay, ready. So, as you see, it's already really hot. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it down to medium now. If you look at the oil, see how it's gotten all liquidy? Now what you do is you just pour it in there, okay? And you're gonna leave it so that it starts to cook. I like to put, that's not it. Okay, Amy. Mine is for Amy. I like to cover it up. We don't have the right covering. We're gonna have to get a new production crew. But the deal is if you look at it, right, it's starting to get to the point where you can see that it's starting to cook on the bottom. You want to be careful because you don't want to cook it too much in the case that it starts to actually stick or get black, because then again the whole the whole aspect of it looking really good is going to become an issue, right? And you want to always cook to present. So you start putting in your ingredients. Some of the cheese, el queso, a little bit of the greens, meat. All right, because I don't know about you guys, but my girl loves meat. Okay, a couple of the these here. And now, just about now, if you see, you can tell that it's starting to get to the point where it's cooked, see? So you're going to start moving it around, making sure that the hot pan gets it in there so it cooks in. I like to cover it. I think it gets like, it just becomes softer. The egg, I don't like it to become too harsh. So in a few seconds now, you're gonna see where we're gonna actually flip the top up, okay? And now, you see it's already cooked. Cheese is already melting, and we're gonna take it, just flip it over, okay? So what we do now, we take these cheeses that I've got here, and it kind of broke. Oh well. So much for all of that nonsense, right? So we put some of these cheeses on top, and it's going to make it look beautiful. And once you close it up, the cheese will melt. Presentation will be nice. The insides are delicious, and Amy's going to have an amazing omelet this morning after a night of heavy-duty music watching and consuming alcoholic beverages. Okay. So now we're going to take a plate out. You're going to see this is really simple stuff. And I like to just crank it up just a little bit, just to get some of the heat in there so the cheese on top can melt. And once the cheese melts and you start seeing it, see? You want to make sure you're careful, because what you don't want to do is burn the bottom. So once that's done there, you take it off, and voila. Nice breakfast omelet. Very, very simple. Amazing. Wow. Actually, it does taste great with the avocado oil. Very simple, very easy. Just grabbed a few things that I had in the kitchen already. You can do the same. Hopefully it works out for you. Have a great day. Blessings, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.